So Bhava Samadhi Darshan is connecting with the divine through an aspect. Samadhi means oneness, and Bhava means aspect. So connecting with the divine through this aspect. And today we have the most auspicious and blessed moment of receiving Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So as we get ready to receive Bhagavan Sundareshwara, let us understand who is Sundareshwara and why and how he is manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism. So let us understand who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara and how the supreme concept of Hinduism, out of his extreme compassion, is manifesting Bhagavan Sundareshwara today. So first, I would like to welcome on behalf of Kailasa all of the viewers today for the direct audience with the divine and manifest superconscious experience of the Shiva Sayuja Samadhi through the darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Yes, we can move to the next slide. So Sundareshwara is the complete expression of Paramashiva and the consort of Devi Meenakshi. And they lived together and ruled the entire cosmos from Madurai. So let us understand a little bit more about Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Irayanaar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parambur is the greatest, unique, and complete manifestation of Paramashiva. Yes, we can move to the next slide, please. The kingdom of Madurai, known as Kailasa Shyamala Pita Sarvajna Pita, is the oldest Hindu papal state and enlightenment ecosystem by Paramashiva. And the kingdom of Madurai was later revived by Lord Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi, who, as the deities and incarnations of Paramashiva, ruled over Madurai, revived the foundation pillars of it, and as the highest living stream of spiritual science. Sundareshwara is the manifestation of the beauty of the cosmos in flesh and bones. Irayanaar Sundareshwara is the embodiment of superconsciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glories. Sundareshwara is the complete manifestation of Paramashiva and assumes the physical, subtle, light bodies as and when he wants as his divine manifestation. He plays with all the physical realities and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in the physical plane as he likes without even a reason. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of superconsciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He came down as the most handsome, beautiful form to marry Devi Meenakshi and administer the city of Madurai. Sundareshwara himself manifested as Devi Meenakshi and Sundareshwara. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness. So Sundareshwara is manifested as both Devi Meenakshi and Sundareshwara in one being, manifested in two bodies. He assumed the physical body 11 times in Madurai to perform his divine leelas. Each action divine energy performs becomes an independent entity. If you connect with that energy, he gives you the same blessing. Understand, Sundareshwara is the energy of Leela, playfulness. Sundareshwara has given enlightenment to pigs, birds, cuckoo, swan. Everyone can be assured that you will receive his blessings and grace. Sundareshwara's Leelas are innumerable. 63 were recorded, and each Leela expresses one dimension of Sundareshwara. For sure, the Paramjyoti Munivar, who recorded all these Leelas, would have been in a big mess, what to leave and what to record. Hence, he has chosen one Leela to explain one dimension of Sundareshwara. He is so easily available. Anytime anybody requests, immediately he reduces his frequency to the human body and walks the streets of Madurai. He does not judge. The one and only thing you need to obtain his grace is simple feeling connection. That is all. The 64th Leela is not Leela. His presence is recorded as Leela. So 63 are the actions, Leelas, and the 64th is his very presence. So 64th is all the said and unsaid Leelas, but put together is the 64th Leela. The Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sadvitya Pita had the greatest blessing of witnessing these divine manifestations of Sundareshwara Paramashiva, where he assumed several bodies, low frequency beings like snakes, pigs, and many more to bless the devotees through his grace, compassion, and unfailing wisdom. Hence, these manifestations and plays are called the Leelas. The Bhavasamadhi darshan. So let us understand what we will be receiving today when we have the Bhavasamadhi darshan of Sundareshwara Paramashiva. The Bhavasamadhi darshan awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. Awakening of the Kundalini Shakti results in extraordinary abilities, expressing to us like the third eye awakening, the ability to have remote vision, the ability to scan anyone's body, levitation, teleportation, and materialization. And this influx of superconscious energy visibly slows down the aging process and improves immunity to disease. When you awaken the Kundalini Shakti, your whole brain becomes alive. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain becomes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies. That means that healing and empowerment and transformation happens in our lives. So this Bhava Samadhi Darshan is the science of experiencing the divine, the oneness with the divine. And having darshan or even a glimpse brings lasting transformation in each of us. cleansing lifetimes of karmas and raising us to the next level of superconscious breakthrough, like hitting the reset button on our being. During the Bhavasamadhi darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movement or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, our entire body, silently and without movement, recreates what is happening distances far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. The Akashic readings are the readings from the cosmic archive. They are not predictions, it is the reading from the cosmic archive. There is no such thing as past, present, and future. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time starts the past, present, and future. But in the Akashic record, there is no past, present, and future. That is why what you call as happened, happening, and yet to happen are clearly already recorded. So as we get ready to receive Bhagavan Sundareshwara manifesting through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, let us understand who exactly is the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, and is recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanidanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Satvik-Pitham, the Tonde Mandaladinam, the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Surangi Samrajyam, and is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam of Kailasonata Shyamala Pitha Satvik-Pitha, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanidanam of the Dharma Mukti Swargapura Adinam, and has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and those have been translated into 10,000 titles. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, and much more. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, and is the reviver of the 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including Rudrakanyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, Sannyasis, and many more. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University in the world, with the largest satellite campuses in 150 countries. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems and is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvajnapitas. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. So let us understand about the Sundareshwara Bhava Samadhi Darshan today. So who is Sundareshwara? Sundareshwara is the embodiment of Shiva who founded Madurai Adinam. Sundareshwara did not manifest as the classical image. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of Shiva who founded Madurai Adinam. Sundareshwara did not manifest as the classical image of Shiva, the tapasvi. He was jovial, outgoing, fun-loving, a blend of Shiva and Krishna. His accomplishments can truly be named as Leelas. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidan, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, compares the actions of the Leela upon human awareness to a river flowing with life-giving water, endowing the land around it with lush fertility. As Leela unfolds in a fountain of bliss and laughter, the dance of the divine consciousness raises the vibration of the whole world to a higher frequency of well-being. Such was the first incarnation of Shiva, Chokanada Soma Sundareshwara, the epitome of graceful beauty. So let us learn more about who Sundareshwara is and what are all the Leelas of Sundareshwara after a very quick break.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanyapitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you, get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get spiritual support and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Ekailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the total knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution.
Nithyananda. Now let us begin the most extraordinary demonstration of the powers of Paramashiva. The Bala sons, the Nityananda yogis, initiated disciples of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, are initiated and will now be demonstrating the powers of all, the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha, the initiation.
And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiations into the various powers of third eye with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you will also be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded, as well as many other powers. And the third eye is actually a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes.
So what are the Shaktis exactly? What exactly is the definition, and how can we understand them in our normal human logic, even though they are way beyond anything that we can understand? In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest 453 extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. Manifest powers or Shaktis are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from a fundamental cognition that you are divine and you need to manifest divine. And please make sure you know that it's not divine.
And now let's look at a few differences between Shaktis and Siddhis. As many of you might have heard the word Siddhis as a common term used for any type of extraordinary manifestation. So the Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection and high integrity with the Guru and are a source of enlightenment, whereas the Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and are on the path of enlightenment.
And a few more differences between the Shaktis and the Siddhis. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar. And Shaktis are permanent. Siddhis, however, are not permanent. Siddhis may divert you from the enlightenment.
And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial divinity of Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-effulgent, Swam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts, which is Shrishti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, through Bhava, pulling out illusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities.
And the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and power, the Shaktis, were lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in the modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking, never accomplished way before.
And all of this knowledge in the science of power manifestation has been passed down from one generation to the next through the science of initiation, Diksha by enlightened gurus. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age by his gurus, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, and much more.
So, how do we awaken the divine Shaktis in us?
Every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states,
Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet.
The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future.
So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru.
What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, Nithyananda Nagar, Biddi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 033 774 90091. Visit www.nithyananda.org.
Yes, so that was a video on how the science of Diksha works. And now we will be seeing how this science of manifestation is authenticated through 4 aspects of evidences, or pramanas as known in Sanskrit. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Attas, or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences.
And the next, the Atma Pramana. The Atma Pramana is the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the million avatars' personal experience of power manifestation. And his very life and manifestation itself is the power demonstration itself. The Pratyaksha Pramana is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation.
And for those of you now might be wondering, what exactly are these Vedas or Agamas, in which Paramashiva has described all of these sciences in a very detailed way. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and a pure science where the ultimate truths are explained, and the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana.
So now let us get ready to witness the unique, extraordinary powers demonstration with the power of the third eye, the Pramana.
So we'll be first entering into the power of third eye, the power of seeing with eyes blindfolded. And the Shastra Pramana for this verse comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya telitalochanaha kramena manasodaye lakshyamuttamam. Within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva.
Yes, and the Apta Pramana is from the Bhagavad Gita when Krishna initiates Arjuna into the third eye. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see through my cosmic form and these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you the divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshana, the vision of his cosmic form. The 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita contains a description of Bhagavan Sri Krishna's cosmic form and is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan through the third eye. So now, the next we have the
outside broke.
himself. At the mere 12 years of age, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had intense superconscious breakthrough, not just in order for Swamiji himself to experience such a profound breakthrough, but the whole humanity to be able to be initiated and transcend all forms of daily conflict life and all lifestyles that are ongoing and prevalent right now. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had literally had the experience where he had been able to see 360 degrees around him and above him, below him, and in every single direction. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on this very day, had actually been able to initiate the first disciple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and transfer this enlightenment experience to one of his childhood classmates as well. The next slide, please. We can go on.
inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush.
Yes. So then we have the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence, which is born from the result, observation, and the scientific experimentation. In 2005, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had undergone a series of tests in order to give the global scientific community a breakthrough in having a glimpse inside the avatar's brain. They studied the metabolic and compare metabolic activity of the cell states using positron emission tomography. And while doing these activities, the high activity is measured in the brainwave and third eye, where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi, only the third eye region is active, and almost 90% of the rest of the body was at peace. And finally, there's the Sakshi Pramana. This rare sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for their ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. As living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff, the most profound yogic state, surpass the bounds of time and space and matter as well. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening along with many other sacred spiritual sciences through the initiation, where millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in the third eye everyday life. So now, without further delay, let us live and see the live Parashakti demonstration of the power of third eye with the Bhavasants and Nithyananda yogis.
Yes. So now we will be getting into the power of third eye. I have with me this eye band which I will be using for the power of third eye. And in front there is a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back it is thick opaque plastic. It is thick sponge. Yes, ma'am. We can stop the screen share so the viewers can see the eye band. Okay. So now you can all see this eye band, both the back and front, and this will make sure that there is no light which comes around my eyes, near my eyes. And this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists not let any light inside, and it is given for people who have insomnia. So now a volunteer will be putting on this eye band on my eyes, and now anyone watching us on YouTube, once this eye band is put on me, you can put your comments in the live YouTube chat box, and I will be reading those live comments. So you can put anything you would like, and now the volunteer will be tying the eye band in. Yes, I think you can make it straight. It's one side is up, one side is down. Yes, now the eye band has been put on my eyes. I will be turning to my right. left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the IBAN has been put, and now the YouTube live comments will be shown in front of me. It will be projected for all of you also. And then I will be reading the live comments. So we have the last comment from Pooja Kumar. She has put a strawberry emoji, then a flower emoji, like the sleeping emoji, but there's no sleeping, there's just the 3 Z's, and then a ghost emoji and a rainbow emoji. If we can project the comments in front of everyone. And before that, Dolly Reddy has put B Swamiji, and yes, we're projecting the comments for all of you now. And anyone else who would also like to put your comments, you can put the comments in. It can be anything. Then above Madhul Reddy's second comment, we have her first comment from Madhul Reddy, who has put Beloved 3. And anyone else who would like to put in your comments, you can put it in. Okay, so now with that, we'll be moving on. So I request the volunteer to now reboot the iPad. We can stop the screen share. Yes, so now we'll be moving on to the further segments of this program. But before that, all of you can see the IBAN being removed, and you will see that there's nothing added or nothing removed from the IBAN. It would be just as all of you saw it before. So yes, now all of you can see the IBAN. And now with that, in the interest of time, we will be moving to the further segments of this program where we will be learning more about Bhagwan Sundareshwara. As today we have the live darshan of Bhagwan Sundareshwara, the Sayajya Samadhi darshan of Bhagwan Sundareshwara. So we'll be moving on to the further segments of this program where we will be learning more about Lord Sundareshwara. So please stay tuned, and we will be back after a really short break.
Nithyanandam, welcome back, all the viewers. Sorry for the technical glitches. And today we're going to be having live darshan Bhagwan Sundareshwara at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. Indian Standard Time. I invite all of the viewers who are joining in with us right now to ensure that you are sharing with anyone whom you would like to invite for this extremely exquisite event, and as well, stay with us and get prepared for the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. We will shortly be entering into understanding more and more about Bhagavan Sundareshwara and see all of his various different leelas as literally the embodiment of Sri Krishna and the embodiment of Paramashiva in one body. So with this, we'll now be entering into the next segment. I invite every single one of you, don't miss this extremely exquisite and exciting darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism manifesting as Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Each and every one of you can experience complete completion, experience the Bhava Samadhi darshan through this program. And you can take a few minutes right now and ensure that you are connected with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as well as Kailasa and all the various different social media platforms. So you can stay tuned and ensure that you get the notifications. Perhaps there might be a new notification regarding the live darshan which is happening today, perhaps if it's at a later time, or there's a registration link, or if for any of the next events, for the events that we will be having in just now in a few days' time, we will be able to share with you, and you won't miss a notification again. So don't miss out and get connected to Kailasa and to the official handles of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So now in this next segment, we'll be understanding and going deeper into the understandings of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of cosmic beauty. All the grace and all of the beauty of the universe is embodied in the form of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. And there are actually 64 leelas of Sundareshwara where he came down, he manifested, and he had played different parts for so many people. The beauty of Sundareshwara is how simply and casually he radiates enlightenment, whether it is enlightening all kinds of animals, moving and bringing and literally having so many different leelas of so much of devotion, where the stories are told today, until today, on the amount of devotion of the leelas of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So in just a few minutes, we'll be just projecting the slides and starting the understanding about Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So Sundareshwara always brings a smile on your face, especially if you have been in the last two darshans of where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us the opportunity to be in the divine presence of Sundareshwara himself. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of Shiva, who founded the Madurai Adinam. And Sundareshwara did not manifest as the classical image of Shiva, the tapasya. He was jovial, outgoing, and fun-loving, a blend of Shiva and Krishna, and his accomplishments can be truly named as Leelas. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, compares the action of the Leela upon a human awareness to a river flowing with life-giving water, endowing the land around it with lush fertility. As the Leela unfolds in a fountain of bliss and laughter, the dance of the divine consciousness raises the vibration of the whole world to a higher frequency of well-being. Such was the first incarnation of Shiva, Chokkanadhar Somasundareshwara, the epitome of graceful beauty. We can go on.
And now let's see what exactly is a Leela. So we can go to the previous slide. So there is no other branch of Shaivism, no other tradition in the Vedic religion that talks about Paramashiva's Leelas. Paramashiva was always considered to be the frozen Himalaya. Only Krishna was considered as flowing Yamuna, doing all Leelas, entering into the barren land, making it fertile, flowing through the valleys and hills, reaching the ocean. Leela entering into the matter, nature, Maya, Prakriti, and playing as it wants. It's like you already completed PhD, but you casually enter the first standard class and you just do any mathematics given in the first standard book and any syllabus given in the first standard book. You read everything, you master everything, you memorize everything, you show all your powers to the first standard students. What will that poor fellows do? Leela is like that. The ultimate enters into the lowest possible existence and plays with all the powers. Leela is the extraordinary consciousness landing in the lowest possible existence and plane. It was always attributed to Vishnu. The Leela aspect was never attributed to Shiva in Hindu tradition. It was always attributed to Vishnu. Only Vishnu takes 10 avatars, 10 incarnations. He comes as Krishna, he comes as Rama, comes as Narasimha, and many other forms, and does all the divine plays, the Leelas.
And never ever a Leela was attributed to Paramashiva. Never even the Paramashiva's Leelas were absorbed, experienced, described other than the tradition of the Madurai Adinam, the Vedaneri. Only in the tradition of the Madurai Adinam, such a beautiful, visual, detailed, factual, historical presentation of Paramashiva's Leela is described. Paramashiva assuming the body of lower frequencies like the human body, the pig body, so any low frequency bodies, he assumes and expresses the superconsciousness and plays with powers. The 63 Leelas of Paramashiva understand 64 Leelas are described, but one Leela in his presence, no action. That is why the context of Hinduism says 63 Leelas. 63 are only the action. The words Leela can be described only through action or presence. So in that 64, one is just his presence, action, and 63 are action.
And in Swamiji's words, he beautifully says, Sundareshwara is not serious. Please understand. When I describe Sundareshwara, don't understand him as a serious guy with long matted hair and the snake, Trishul, sitting in Samadhi, always in Kailasa, frozen in time. No. Sundareshwara, powerful, playful, divine, above all, handsome. That is why he is called Sundareshwara, Lord of Beauty, Lord of Handsome. Coming down, selling firewood, selling pearls and diamonds, selling bangles, destroying all the obstacles happening to the Madurai city and its devotees. I tell you, Sundareshwara is the most powerful living incarnation. Please understand, he is so easily available. Anytime anybody requests, immediately he reduces his frequency to human body, walks on the streets of Madurai.
And continuing on in Swamiji's own words, if you go to Buddha with a dead body of a child, he will say, go and bring me sesame seeds from a house where there was no death that happened. Tell me directly, if you actually are hearing these words, you're not going to revive the child. What do you want? Why do you want to play all these games? But Sundareshwara is so down to earth. He would just have wiped her tears, hugged her, and just sprinkled the very tears on that boy, and he would have been alive. Sundareshwara is not a philosopher. He is an artist with a tremendous heart, ready to listen to human sufferings, bend for human emotions. He has even gone to the extreme of reviving husband for the sake of his second wife. And not only that, coming again to give witness that his second wife should also live with his first wife. He does not judge people. The one and only thing you need to obtain his grace is simple, feeling connection. That's all.
And Swamiji continues, the compassion has different dimensions and different levels. If I shower my compassion to my disciple, initiate him into sannyas, That is a different level compassion. I can say it is a kind of understanding compassion. If I shower my compassion to a disciple and initiate him into unclutching, that is also kind of unorganized compassion. But suddenly, who walks on the street heard about me and straight enters into this hall with a fourth stage cancer, I heal him and remove that cancer. That is spontaneous compassion. And there is one more level. Somebody suddenly walks into the hall and says, Swamiji, I so enjoyed my life and I borrowed 10 lakh rupees and spent all that money in womanizing. Now I want money for further womanizing. If I give 20 lakhs, that is Chokanada's compassion. And that is Sundareshwara's compassion. Doesn't bother about anything. Only thing you need. Just you need to have a simple feeling connection and you need to ask him. That's it. Sundareshwar has compassion. Even the word compassion is too small. How much he has to go through. What a being.
And let us enter into the 64 Leelas of Sundareshwara.
So the 64 Leelas of Lord Sundareshwar is started when he removed the crime of Indra. So Indra, the king of all of celestials, was engaged in attending to the dancers of his paradise when his guru Brihaspati came to see him. And Indra was so very absorbed in his pastime and he did not pay proper attention to the guru nor rise to salute him. Brihaspati departed in great anger, and in consequence of Indra's indifferent attitude to his guru, he had to lose all his prosperity, and before that, the sympathy of his guru. Having no longer his former preceptor, Indra took a three-headed giant, Asura, for his preceptor. But including inducing him to make a sacrifice, he learned bitterly that the new guru purposed to destroy the gods and favor his clan. Therefore, Indra killed him, whereby he incurred the sin of Brahmahatya, crime of killing a Brahmin. And the father of that giant would not allow this act to go unrevenged. So he made a yagam from which Vridrasura came forth, whom he ordered to kill Indra immediately. The latter struck the giant, but finding that he could not kill him, he hid himself in a lotus flower. He then went to Brahma and was directed to a place where an old Brahmin named Tadichi had long been performing penance, and was advised to take his shoulder bone, which would suffice for the object in view. Since it was molded of a good number of powerful weapons and were entrusted to him, the old Brahmin gladly gave up his life, and Indra, taking his shoulder bone, by its aid killed the Asura. And hereby the sin of Brahmahatya was doubled, and in consequences of its burden, Indra again concealed himself in a lotus flower.
And a council being held of Brihaspati, Agastya, and other sages, it was recommended that Indra, in order to the removal of his sin, should go down to the earth, visit the sacred places, and bathe in the rivers. This he did without finding relief till he came to a certain forest of the Kedamba trees, where suddenly he found his burden removed. Being surprised at this, he commanded search to be made around, where a lingam, the emblem of Shiva, was found under the lily tree, to which he did puja, and so great was his joy that he even in his speech became confused. As it was a forest, there were no flowers in which to make garlands, but on looking he saw a tank with lotus flowers, of which he made garlands, and from this use of his flowers, the tank obtained the name of Pottamare, or the golden lotus.
And the next is the removal of the. So Durvasa Rishi who was a great rishi, was once worshipping the said image in the Tillivanam. When he took lotus flowers and after presenting it to the god, carried it with him to Indra's paradise, who was then riding on his white elephant and going to encounter the giants. He respectfully gave it to Indra, who laid it on the head of Airavata, the elephant, between his tusks, but the animal threw it down and trampled it under his foot. So for doing so, Durvasa pronounced on it a curse to the effect that it should become a wild elephant of the woods. But as the animal implored mercy, the period was limited to 100 years. In consequence, while the elephant was in the Tilli forest, it one day poured water over a lingam, which on enquiry learning the nature of the case, told the elephant to place it as Indralingam, as Airavatam. Having done so, the elephant again became the Vahan, or the vehicle of Indra.
And the next Leela, mortals discovering the Lord building the town of Pandyan, who ruled the Manuvar, a merchant named Tanan Shayan, in the course of his journeys of commercial business, which was benighted in forest of Kadamba tree, and being able to proceed further, took up his abode at the foot of one of them. He was surprised at the sight of an unusual splendor, and going to look, was favored by the Lord with the view, because he had been very virtuous in a former birth. As it was Monday, gods were performing a homage and anointing the image as it had thought been the night of Shiva. The merchant bathed in the tank and worshipped. When the gods had disappeared, he saw the stone immediately, and the next day told the king aforesaid what he had seen. The Lord appeared to the king the following night by a vision, in the form of a religious ascetic, commanded him to build a temple in the aforesaid wilderness. And the king, finding the vision and statements of the merchants to accord, went to the place and had the forest cleared.
And being uncertain how to build a temple in town, he had another vision which the Lord appeared and gave instructions. In obedience to which workmen were employed, having a king's street, Brahmin street, and also Chaudhryas, mandapams, tanks, and the like city was built. The whole being splendidly finished, with a palace also for the king on the northeast quarter. An embarrassment arose as to how these numerous buildings could all be purified preparatory to residence at once, so as to ensure an entrance on an auspicious day. This difficulty Lord Shiva was pleased to remove by causing Ganga, residing in the air on his head, to pour forth copious streams on the whole place. And the Lord was pleased to give it the name of Madurai, or sweetness. And he then disappeared. The king placed guards on the four cardinal points of the city, who were all four of them deities. Afterwards, a son was born to him, named Malayadwaja, who on the king's death succeeded to the throne.
And before we go on into the next Leela,
and setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
all-powerful cognition, knowledge. Only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happen. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are